I was to give some tips to work with people who have Alzheimer's disease, it may be that it's diagnosed or it may be undiagnosed, and you're just viewing somebody who has some behaviors that maybe seem like they have Alzheimer's disease. So that's an actual part of our website that might be worth taking a look at, these behaviors. So people can be have anything from the memory loss that creates suspicion and anxiety and maybe even aggression towards people. You know, I think you're out to get me. I'm not processing things the right way. I don't see that you're helping me. I feel like you're out to get me. So how do you counteract that? In every case, in every sense of somebody suffering from Alzheimer's disease and maybe having even delusions about what's happening or even aggression about what's happening, is always try to make sure you're communicating to the person that you're safe and you're here to help them. So that I think is a really key tip for anybody who's working with somebody with Alzheimer's disease. And if you don't know the real diagnosis, or you're not sure where they are in the diagnosis, even if they have one, and sometimes it can change day to day. Today I'm functioning really well and I seem like I'm going to follow the directions, and I was pleasant. I come in next week and I'm not pleasant, and you don't think I did anything that we agreed on I would do. And on top of that, I'm, really like, kicking things or throwing things even. So if it's something like that, where a person is displaying aggression, either verbally or physically, the first thing you need to do is keep yourself safe and everybody around you. But if it's a situation where we need to just calm the person down and assure them that they're safe and that you're there to help. And it may not register right away. You might have to just sit down yourself. You might have to talk calmly, refer to me in a way I like to be referred to, whether it's Sheila or Mrs. Griffith, keep me at ease, put me at ease, and really help calm me. I hope that anyone who's working with somebody with Alzheimer's disease doesn't have to, really see all of the behaviors that could happen with this disease. But there are things even like hallucinations at times, delusions, as I said, and just not thinking that is not even appropriate or that you can even make sense of. So sometimes you just really have to take a beat and really just stay calmly with the person, and maybe even change the subject and go back to the subject that you needed to talk about later, but that you see that it agitates me, and so you need to change the subject and just, in a way, redirect me until you can get to the point where we can talk about what we really wanted to talk about. So I think that's my tip, is keep people calm, try to recognize anxiety if you see it, and then just try to redirect from there verbally. So there are things we can do. We can maybe offer a cup of tea, take a break from the person, come back to them, or let them take a break from you and come back if that's appropriate. But sometimes we need a little change of scenery or just a redo. And believe it or not, sometimes people with Alzheimer's disease, they won't even know that this is a redo. And so sometimes that can be a good thing and sometimes that can be a bad thing. But always know that you need patience to deal with somebody with Alzheimer's disease. We have a great helpline that is nationwide, and the number is 1-800-272-3900. And that is a 24/7 available phone call helpline for anyone to call. So it could be somebody who has a diagnosis, recently diagnosed with maybe memory impairment, maybe mild cognitive impairment, maybe dementia. If you're newly diagnosed, and many times we get questions from people, what do I do now? I got a diagnosis. What am I supposed to do now? And there are things you can start to do to really build in a better future for you as this disease progresses. And there's also, this helpline can help caregivers or anyone, staff, neighbor, friend, who is trying to help somebody with this diagnosis. And the phone number, as I said, is answered 24/7. So 3 a.m., 2 a.m., in Spanish, in any, it's about 100 languages we're able to translate and start to give you advice and support with. You just have to ask for the language. we can just start to, we don't put you on hold, we don't give you to an operator, we don't, the person who answers the phone has a social work background and is able to triage these types of questions. So also our website, alz.org, you can find everything we talked about today and then some. We also love to connect you to education programs that we do in our chapter area and also throughout the country. And you can do everything from participate in an education program to participate in a support group if you'd like to. So we are happy to be able to connect you with resources and services. In every city, there's always some resource, either for housing or for respite care, or maybe you have a loved one who has this disease and you'd like to find out if there's some assisted living in your area that you can go take a look at and see if it's appropriate for your loved one.